What is a Juggalo? Magnets, how do they work? This wicked shit, will it ever die? Find out this week as Effy jumps into the unknown, goes on tour with the Juggalos, and ends up somehow performing on a show with Lil Scrappy. None of it really makes sense, and none of it ever will again. That's what we have to plan for. weekendateffys.com for the Patreon. Go ahead and leave us a review. If you haven't left a review, I don't care where it is, on Apple Music, on whatever you find, Spotify. Leave a review. Tell a friend. Follow us on Instagram at weekendateffys. Follow us on TikTok. I think we're shadow banned, weekendateffys. And follow the Substack, weekendateffys.substack.com. For all the updates about life. This is Weekend at Effys, you freaks. Let's go. Peter, I just want to lead off with one big thing here, and that's that this wicked shit will never die. Okay? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I'm catching on.
This wicked shit will never die. How do you feel? How does that make you feel? Are you worried? Here's the question. Big question of the week. As I become one of the few humans. I'll say this. Last week, Katy Perry went to space, right?
Uh-huh.
And that was, you would think, historic. But I'm looking, there's Gayle King, there's 5 other women. This isn't y'all all went together. Point to me, another human being. Point to me, another soul of mortal flesh that in 1 week's time has seen the Grateful Dead with John Mayer, ICP, and Lil Scrappy. Point to me, because I have become an official human of the light of God, and I think that I am being smiled upon in my new understanding of performance, entertainment, and the future of all live events. I think I understand it all now. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe not entirely, but I know where I'm studying now.
We've already seen confirmation.
This wicked shit will never die. I love it. I am currently feuding with Juggalo Championship Wrestling. And I have my issues with the team that are in storyline purposes. But we are going to go on a journey together this week that I think reset my brain. Honestly. The lead up, and you were here, listen, you were here more than anyone. The lead up to this year's Big Gay Brunch almost did me in. And I tried my hardest to not let it win. And we got through it, and we're done for the most part. Ticketmaster, you can go fuck yourself. What a nightmare for everyone, for artists and for consumers. What a nightmare. Break up monopolies. Give me my, it doesn't matter. Getting through Big Gay Brunch and getting home, I was nervous that I was just running right back out of town, which I was. Like, we recorded last Wednesday? Tuesday. And I left Thursday morning at 5 a.m. To go on this tour. And it's rare in this time of my life, number one, that I'm really rushing out of town the week after WrestleMania. Like, usually I'm like, oh, I'll be a little lighter. My May compared to my May this year, my May last year, lighter, because I got through Mania. I said I just need to rest. No, I said I'm going to go immediately on tour with Juggalo Championship Wrestling for 4 straight days. And then surprise, huge surprise, and this is a big thing we're going to talk about that I think my heart has been closed to for a minute as someone who is aware of themselves, which I think is a benefit sometimes and is sometimes a horrible thing. Lucifer is here with us today and I just want you to know while you were at work, she was just the cuddliest bug I've ever had. Aww. Under my arm all night as we watched Alien Cubed.
She loves you.
I love her. And we know how to play and we know how to lay.
You know what's, I don't know, this sounds insane because you've known her for so long and she's known you for so long. I think she recently just said, oh, I genuinely enjoy this human.
Yeah. There's been a new connection in this house that wasn't even there in the last place we stayed. And I've known her for a long time. I mean, those times where you had me take her out, like back in the day when we were not living together, there would be moments where I was like, oh, I pissed her off. Like, but I think that was like, she just is a little trepidatious of people who aren't you. Yeah. And I think that's fine. I had my good friend Gabriel Chainmail, who we're working with at that venue doing the show this Friday in Atlanta with. He came by the house to meet with me, and Lucy was doing the full bark situation. And I had to just be like, look, and like put my hand in her mouth and just be like, she just is yelling. It's fine. Like, she's not gonna. She's such a show. She's a showboat. She's a showboat, and I love her, and I'm a showboat, and so I fucking get it. And sometimes, like I said, she needs a little muscle in her life. Sometimes she needs to play a little rough. I'm the guy. I'm the guy to get the yayas out with. And we cuddled and snuggled and had a great time. And then she would not leave my bed when you got home.
Well, and then I got up this morning and
she came right in. Yeah.
She's like, didn't want to go outside, just immediately.
I should have just listened to her and woken up because I just like, I was explaining this to Ash and Sarah on our way home from the show I did Monday. I just was like, I don't know how to shut it off completely. And then when I do, I sleep too long. Like that's the most relaxing thing I can do is sleep too long. And then I wake up and I panic and I go, I've slept too long.
Yeah.
But the fact is like, I should just wake up and go like, yawn, like this is my life. Why do I have any reason to be up? Not like in a depressing way, but in a like, what is there to, I mean, I'm sure there's things I could do, but like if sleeping in on a Tuesday or Wednesday is like the biggest problem of my life, I think I'm doing okay.
You're genuine about this though. I saw you panic when Lucy popped into
your
room this morning.
Yeah, like I wake up and I'm like what have I done?
You shot out of bed like there was something to go do, and like
there wasn't.
There wasn't.
I went back to bed.
Yeah. And Lucy just standing in there like, why do we have a problem? This is where I'm supposed to be right now.
Yeah,
like,
this
obviously.
is the spot. It's fine. Bebop was over at AJ's house this weekend, and AJ's like, if you don't take him out before a certain time, like he's gonna shit in the house or something. And I'm like, this isn't true. And I see it every day with me where like sometimes he'll tell me he needs to go out. Like he will not be ignoring him. Let's go. But if I'm just in the bed, he's just laying by the window looking at squirrels until it's time. He's fine.
Bebop is neither of them is shit inside here.
No, I know. I don't know. He gets a little paranoid about some things like that. It's fine. I love both dogs. We've had Cranberry. We're going to have Cranberry over here for this weekend. I'll be gone for 2 days of it. It's great. This is how I need people to know we're just dealing with this on the air. I think we've discussed this partially. But we're going to talk about a lot of things, not before we reach out to our beautiful Patreon subscribers at weekendateffys.com. I mentioned on the minisode, there's a new vlog coming that I had to include this weekend on. It was going to be out right after WrestleMania. I had to include this weekend because it was crazy, as we'll get into. And, the minisodes expand on that, and also the videos are going to expand on that because they are chaos. I don't do a regular vlog where you go like, hey guys, doing my thing, and where I talk over it. This is just the chaos as it unfolds of what I saw. And we're going to talk about Masonic temples. We're going to get into crazy stuff. But first, let's hear from the people who we love to hear from, our Patreon listeners who want to ask questions and see what's going on in the world of Effy from their perspective.
Okay, this first question is from Danny. Do you guys have any fond memories of independent mom and pop movie theaters? We had one here. It was a gem.
Yes. I took my mom to the South Carolina, like Columbia Art Theater, which is like real, like tiny, not stadium seating, flat seating, chair set up, like home done snacks, like very like low budget plaza, like no shade. And we went and saw Melancholia there where Kirsten Dunst is laying with her tits out for like 20 minutes. It's a very good movie. It's not the best to do a mom date with, but I love her.
No.
And we made it through it and we survived and we giggled at titties a little bit. And maybe it was great, but I really always loved going. Why can I not remember the name of this theater? This wicked shit will never die. This is going to keep happening, y'all. I'm a Juggalo now. I don't know.
Do you remember the first movie theater you went to?
The first ever movie theater I went to?
To go see a movie for the first time.
Yeah.
Do you remember what movie it was?
I believe it was Aladdin.
Okay. And what was the theater?
It was a Myrtle Beach Mall theater.
Okay.
What year was Aladdin? Hey, Siri, what year did Aladdin come out? 94, right? Hey, Siri, what year did Aladdin come out? My mom's going to correct this, but this is what I remember. Yeah, so I must have been like 2. I wouldn't have had knowledge of that then, would I? As a late 2-year-old?
You must have been told that after the fact.
Maybe, but also I did start speaking at 5.5 months, which is like kind of...
That's a very Gemini thing of you.
My dad said 2 things. He said, you started speaking and you never stopped, and your head was that size when you came out, and you just grew into it. He said I could have saved the football team a couple dollars because I wouldn't have needed a helmet.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where is this? Why can I not see this theater? Why are you not showing me? The Nickelodeon, of course. It's the Nickelodeon Theater on Main Street. Okay. Shout out the Nickelodeon Theater in Columbia. You're wonderful. I saw Melancholy there. What is the first theater you remember? Kenyon?
Yes, it would have been the 20th Century Fox Theater.
Yeah.
downtown Nairobi, one screen. You have to go up like marble steps, very fancy.
Okay.
Everyone has to stand for the national anthem.
Is there a dress code?
I think there might have been a dress code.
A slight dress code?
First movie, Twister.
That's the first movie I saw on DVD. We've had this talk.
Yeah.
Very good. But you're saying this almost feels more like a theater you'd see theater in that they've...
This felt like when I see movies of people going to theaters in the past, it reminds me of that theater. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore because Al Qaeda blew it up.
Okay, but like...
in 98.
Like they were... Like you have to respect their run, right? Or do we not?
It's a pretty good run.
Pretty good run. Like, honestly, ISIS showed up and kind of, like, redid the game.
Yeah.
But while Al-Qaeda was running things, they kind of, like,
it was, like,
pinnacle.
when you look at the logistics of how this was the 98 Nairobi embassy bombing. That also took out the movie theater and, like, most of, like,
you would have been, what,
Nairobi.
8 or 9 years old?
I was 8.
Yeah.
Wow,
that has to be formative. I'm learning a lot of formative memories for you.
Yeah, no, it was a very visceral experience.
Wow.
They
blew up a mall too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I feel like maybe these were separate events. I don't know.
So, but it was like when everyone found out like how they did it, it was exceptionally efficient. Like if you were to do something like this is the way that you would like professional. Like if you're gonna do something, be good at it. And
Well, here's the question I have for Al-Qaeda.
Is that too dark?
No. I'm going to go darker. Here's the question I have for Al-Qaeda. When you do terrorist attacks that are that thought out and that planned and like really like things, people had to be in position, people had to be ready, like things had to be done ahead of time. Do you think they're pumped or not pumped when something as sloppy as 9/11 is given their credit? Because they didn't do that. That's that's a Dick Cheney.
Like you could almost even say that the 2008 one was much more well done, and they're probably bummed they're not really getting the recognition. Because
they're not getting the hits for that one.
They had the explosives in a truck. They backed it up to a gate. They distracted the guard by it's like a thing that needs to move or whatever, and then chucked a grenade in the back of the truck and blew the whole thing up.
All right. And did it accomplish anything?
Yeah, it knocked out like an entire block of the downtown. Like it took the whole embassy out. Yeah, everybody was in most everybody. Yeah, it was really bad.
Really serious.
It was really bad.
And that's the thing.
We knew a few people that worked there. Like it was the whole fucking thing.
Like part of them has to be like, well, this is great for our terrorist reputation to have like a 9/11.
Yeah.
But then they start looking at the schematics and how it was done, and you go, you Americans are so fucking sloppy. You can't even blame us for something that looks like we did. Like the craftsmanship isn't there. We're talking artisanal terrorism versus McVeigh's sloppy white people. We have to move away from this topic. I love theaters. I do want to mention the Terra Theater here. My mom used to drive us from Greenville to Atlanta for concerts, and she would drop us off at the concert and then go see a movie at the Terra. And I remember multiple times where I was dropped at the Masquerade, and then my mom went to the Terra.
That's so funny.
She's like, all right, I'll be back at like 10:30.
Pan's Labyrinth was the first movie I saw there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had my friend's dad in high school was a big movie guy, and so he would take us to go see movies, and then later took us to go see The Master at the Terra Theater.
Oh,
which 70 millimeter, I think one of the greatest movie experiences I've had.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Just the shots of water are beautiful.
Yeah.
We love good old fashioned film, but it's very hard to get these days.
I will say that my favorite mom and pop theater experience was the theater. It was a tiny, I guess. Was it maybe Myrtle Beach or Hilton? No, it was Hilton Head.
Hilton Head.
One screen, and they were showing Moonrise Kingdom.
One screen?
Yeah.
Wasn't it filmed down there?
Was it? Oh, like Savannah, right?
Hey Siri, where was Moonrise Kingdom filmed?
The answer I found is Narragansett Bay.
Oh, that's like up north.
Okay.
Rhode Island.
That makes sense.
Yeah, have you ever drank Narragansett beer?
No.
Oh, it's good. I got real drunk in Rochester, New York one time off Narragansett. I'll be back in Rochester on May 18th. I'll be back in Buffalo May 16th. And I'll be in the Maryland area against Ruckus for the GCW title on May 17th, right in between. So I'm going to go from Buffalo to Maryland to Rochester, and then I'll come home.
I think that's why Moonrise Kingdom is my favorite Wes Anderson, is just because of that experience.
It doesn't even click top 5 for me. I fucking hate child actors.
That's
Here's what
so
I'm going to say,
crazy.
because I've been thinking about the polite way to say this point. And I brought it up a little bit, but there there are only two things for AI to be used for. And one is replacing all child actors in all feature films going forward. You will not be able to act in any way on screen or be a public personality until you are 18 as an adult and can make that choice, because many of these child actors are tortured. Their money is taken. Their parents are abusing them. This isn't their dream. They don't even understand being a child, and it can wreck you. We've seen it time and time again.
Jacob Tremblay is the last child actor.
He should be replaced with AI in every film.
He's
and the
old
second
enough
use of
now.
AI, and I figured it out because I was like, how do you pitch it? All R. Kelly songs will be recreated with Marvin Gaye's AI voice and then re-released as if R. Kelly never existed. So those are the two reasons to have AI. There's no other reasons.
We could probably get that done.
If I see anyone else with a fake fucking action figure on their AI fucking Twitter page, look what I would look like as an action figure, I will roast the fucking dick off of you as someone who has 4 different action figures in real life, and you are fucking killing the rainforest. We're killing the rainforest for good reasons if I'm doing it. For saving children, number 1, and number 2, for being allowed to listen to Trapped in the Closet 1 through 55 again, because Marvin Gaye's voice will be AI'd over it. He's dead. The estate doesn't get anything. It's a victimless crime, except for the rainforest. We are going to lose orangutans.
When you said saving children, I did immediately think of R. Kelly, and then had to remember that it was the child acting thing. And not
in total, I want to change children's lives for the better. I think I'm doing this in 2 different ways. And think of how easy it's going to be to AI Marvin Gaye into the role of R. Kelly in Trapped in the Closet.
Yeah.
In the cabinet, what? You can't.
I don't think this is why we need the AI.
And I can't watch Roland Emmerich's Godzilla anymore, because the Come With Me Diddy Led Zeppelin song is in it, and Diddy's a fucking piece of shit. Come with me.
That's such a deep cut on that movie.
It's the brain herbs.
Do you remember when Jean Reno sticks the knife in the ignition and turns it?
Yeah, because he's the baddest.
I thought that was the coolest thing ever when I saw that movie.
He's cool. That whole movie's cool. Godzilla eggs are cool. Little Godzillas are cool. Roland Emmerich fucking rules.
Remember,
I don't
there was
care.
nothing but Godzilla merch. Like every cereal box, everything was
Burger King kids meals with Godzilla toys. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We never got Minecraft toys from McDonald's. What are you thinking? We go today, get a few little 4-piece nugget meals. Happy Meals, they've increased in price, but they're worth every dollar. All right, and they don't gender the toys anymore. That's the future the libs want.
Well, this is a good segue for our next question. This is from Anthony. What is your go-to fast food place for when you're on the road or just too tired to cook?
Okay, honestly, I fucking love fast food. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
And especially,
I don't know why you haven't started listening to the Doughboys yet.
Because I want to hear about murder when I'm listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
I want to hear about women killing their husbands. I want to hear about the men who are stupid to get away with it. And I want to hear disgusting details while they fucking pretend like they're grossed out by it. And on Dateline, they've been doing it for 30 years. Yeah. I don't want to hear people having fun. I don't want to hear jovial conversation. I don't want to hear people enjoying things. I don't want to hear people critiquing art. I don't give a shit. I want to hear about how did you get caught, you dumb bitch, when you killed that person, and how did it feel, and why did you do it? And that's what keeps me from going on a spree, because I know I'll get caught. So I have to do. We're containing the monster here, but I'm sure it's good. And do they talk about how the cinnamons at Taco Bell, the cinnamon twirls it's rotini pasta fried?
They might.
I bet they do. I bet they know. I bet they are aware.
They kind of know everything.
Okay, well, Taco Bell's top.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
And then Wendy's is second, and then McDonald's is third. Burger King, I still have the worst meal I can think of the best meal I've ever eaten this year for sure was when me and Stephen Crow got Palestinian food in Canada, and it was so good. But the worst meal I've ever had, I can confirm that as well, was in that Burger King in England next to the movie theater while it was raining. And I ate Burger King alone in that restaurant, and it was bad. But I actually had Burger King the other day. I had Burger King on this weekend trip. I landed too early in Chicago, and I got a double Whopper with cheese and a French fries, and it was so good. I think if you don't get the long chicken sandwich, and if you don't get chicken fries, weird things like that, it's better. I think I think the crust on their chicken is too chewy. I've had it in a lot of airports. I
used to get it in the what is it? JFK? Is that the New York airport?
Yeah, there's JFK. Yeah, well, there's a lot.
Yeah, I used to eat a lot of Burger King in airports.
Okay, but I think the burgers are the best burger now that I'm thinking it. And also, I don't get mayo. I get mustard. Burgers don't need mayo. You know what I mean? I think so.
I wholeheartely agree with that.
You do?
Yeah.
You don't even like mustard.
No, I was anti-mayo. I was more on.
Oh, you're anti-mayo? No, like
Yeah.
I'm pro-mayo, but I'm also like...
I will have a mustard over a mayo.
I know
any
the
day
best
of the week,
sandwich
though.
I ever had
What's that?
was a white bread, tomato, and bacon sandwich with fresh lettuce from the garden and mayo of this South Carolina grandma when I was at her house one time. Not my grandma, someone else's
All right.
grandma.
Here's another bad opinion from
All
me,
right.
probably.
Okay.
Tomatoes on anything,
Mm-hmm.
disgusting.
Okay.
Get it off.
Is there a but?
No, that's it. That's it.
What?
Just no. Tomatoes are for salads or by themselves.
What about a caprese with a little bit of the basil, a little bit of the tomato, and the sliced cheese? No?
No, you're
Bologna?
ruining all that other good stuff.
You wouldn't just eat a tomato and bacon sandwich and it's just getting
I'd eat
wet
a
through the white
tomato.
bread? You'd eat a tomato?
I'd eat a tomato.
You wouldn't eat it on anything.
No.
But you're cool with ketchup.
Oh, I'm great with ketchup.
I'll eat a tomato like an apple now.
I'll put ketchup on fucking anything.
What about
ketchup
cherry
on eggs?
tomatoes?
You ever done ketchup on
I've
eggs?
done ketchup on eggs, but I grew up and I put Frank's on there now. I put that shit on everything. Okay? Was that too dark? I think ketchup is for children.
Okay.
And I think it can be
Maybe
good,
I'm a child.
but conceptually the additional sugar or corn syrup that takes away from the tomato sweetness against the vinegary background, I think it takes it in the wrong direction.
I like artisanal actual ketchup that isn't too sweet.
I will say this. I'll eat ketchup with hot dogs.
Okay.
That's the only instance.
Congratulations.
Or sweet potato fries. There's something about all the sweetness, like a
Ew,
dessert.
I don't like sweet potatoes.
That's okay. You can be wrong. You're incorrect. I'm about to make you one of my old college comfort dishes here soon.
Okay.
Well, number one, I'm working on the pea guacamole right now,
Yeah.
but that's a longer process, and I got to
Yeah.
go get peas. They didn't deliver peas.
I don't actually know what you're making. You've just been saying ingredients and then
Yeah.
putting them into song form.
Yeah.
And then accidentally poisoning your nostril.
I did poison
with
my
spices?
nostril. I did cut up all the chilies, and then I blew my nose.
So we
It's
now
bad.
know that your Hot Ones episode would go poorly.
Oh, when I got sober off alcohol, I would go to Wild Wings Cafe or like Buffalo Wild Wings,
Yeah.
and just get the hottest food there.
Yeah.
And like I love it. I can eat it. Like it hurts, but I also am the most physical. Like you can physically see that I'm uncomfortable. Like I
Right.
sweat so much,
Yeah.
my eyes tear, my skin goes fully red. I look like Conan being tortured in that same where he's just like, no, it's fine. But I love it. Like I'll eat spicy food. I think it's great. I also am immediately sweating everything out. I'm the sweatiest man in America. What do you want me to do? Like it's some people. Here's the thing: if you're opposed to me being sweaty or stinking, you're in the minority. Okay.
That'd be a pretty good wrestling gimmick.
What?
Sweatiest man in America.
That's. Do you remember when Kel Mitchell did the sweaty guy, like the sweaty superhero?
I don't know who that is.
Kel Mitchell from Keenan and Kel when he was on All
Oh.
That doing the sweaty superhero.
Oh, I thought this was a wrestler.
No. This is Kel
No,
Mitchell
I
from
don't
Keenan and
remember
Kel,
this.
and he would do the sweaty superhero, and maybe it wasn't even him doing the sweaty superhero, but he was definitely in the scene.
This is SNL.
No, this is All That.
Okay.
You're thinking of Keenan. Who's the sweaty? I need to know the sweaty. Sweaty Man. Oh, he played Repairman. And then somebody, it doesn't matter. Somebody was sweaty. And
Okay.
so am I. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
What was the question? It's fine. Don't ask it again.
Yeah, okay. What do you call a fat psychic?
A
fortune teller.
I love it. I love it. Hey, congratulations.
Ooh, thank you.
I was gonna call it a witch or something. I don't know.
Okay, this is our last question.
All
This is
right.
from Rick. How was Zack Sabre Jr. at Big Gay Brunch?
I don't
How was
kiss
he
and tell.
backstage? Did he have fun? Rick says, I was so glad I was there live. Will be my all-time favorite Big Gay Brunch for that reason. Love you both, Effy and Peter.
Fuck! I just touched my eyes. Oh my god. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. All I want to say. Oh my god. Is I don't kiss and tell. No, Zack Sabre Jr. was incredible.
Have you washed your hands?
Yeah, it was still on there. I washed my hands twice. It's still on there. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I can't open my eyes. Oh God, this is gonna be good. I'm already starting to sweat. Oh, Zack Sabre Jr. was so lovely. Oh, and Zack Sabre. He's been working so hard all weekend, and I got to see him multiple times. And he's so good at wrestling, and he's very, oh my God. And he's one of my favorite people. I don't think I can do hot ones. Oh no. Is it visible? Can you tell?
It's I'm sorry. You're hard not to laugh right
Ah, it hurts.
feel good.
Ah, it doesn't feel good.
Do you have eye drops? I don't have eye drops.
You have eye drops?
No, I don't.
Oh, I don't have
Do we need to get eye drops?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I think I'll be okay. I think it's okay. Do I look cute in my outfit? Or do I look like a juggalo? Oh, I gotta, hold on. Oh, I'm sweating. No, this is bad. It's not funny, Peter.
I'm sorry. I'm
gonna wear gloves
sorry.
next time. At least I got to prove my point about how hot ones would go for me. Oh my God. Oh. I think I'm gonna be okay.
Okay.
Don't touch my eyes.
Don't touch your eyes.
What if I start?
No.
Okay. Peter, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It was eyebrow. I know.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I rewashed with the Dawn soap with the good soap.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. What do you think from what you've seen so far? What words would you use to describe the Juggalo weekend?
You are here. You sent me possibly the most incredible series of texts.
Yeah, I want to hear it because my mind was being blown.
So this was the first thing that I got from you. Can I just read the whole thing out?
I mean, yeah, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
So Friday at 9:19, text from you. Just for context, the most recent thing is me sending a sticker of Tom Cruise on an airplane.
On an airplane.
You say, it's Juggalo purgatory. I say, OMG, what does that even mean? You said, I'm not sure I even exist, man. Gonna go fight cocaine. And then there's about a minute break in between this text and the next one. He is Kane, but cocaine. In a 6-minute match as the opening act for Violent J. I feel like I've been removed from society.
I feel like I'm in another world. Listen, all of these, the only one that didn't take place this weekend in a Masonic temple was the match with cocaine on Friday. I just touched my eye again. What am I doing? Here's the thing, and I'm like, I kind of want to explain this more because like the Juggalo Purgatory thing is like these shows in my mind don't exist. Not like they don't exist, but like I hadn't seen a lot of promotion for them. I hadn't been tagged and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'm coming in and I'm invading. And the only thing that was advertised was like Violent J in concert with the Wrestling on Tour. But every night, there were so many juggalos there. It's like you exist in this world that like I know is there, but like has been completely separated from me. Mm-hmm. And like these are people like I'm used to wrestling in front of a lot of the same people right now. And these are people I've never wrestled in front of for the most part. These are wrestlers I'm normally not on tour with at all. These are venues that like I've known about, but like the Cleveland venue, I've wrestled in 4 times. I've never, ever been allowed that deep into the building where everything was and the deep locker rooms and the showers and the stuff. So it was like this whole world was like open to me. And then with all these buildings being these Masonic temples, most of the days going from the locker room to the stage was like 4 flights of stairs. You're just within these giant buildings. You don't really go anywhere else. Like you can kind of walk around town, but we're all touring in these vans. So we're grouping together, going from Belvedere, Illinois to Joliet, Illinois to Cleveland to Columbus, across the towns. And so like this purgatory idea is like, you're just sort of like in this building all day. They have catering brought in. They have all sorts of accessories of fun and excitement that you may imagine Juggalos having. I was offered
no Fago though.
Okay, so here's the thing. This tour is just Violent J. And Violent J, when he's with Shaggy 2 Dope as ICP, they are inclusive of Fago. But when they are separate, the deal is they do not bring the Fago. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The show in Atlanta is a full ICP show.
I love rules.
It's a full ICP show. But that meant, and this wasn't just Violent J on the tour, I have been opened up to the world of Ouija Mac. Okay? Shout out, listener of the show, my good friend, famed photographer, New York legend, Japanese art show contributor, Nick Karp, who, you know, like sometimes people are like, oh, like tell them what up. I know them. Like I get people all the time who are like, oh, so-and-so says what's up. And I'm like, oh, shit, hope they're good. And Nick kind of gave me that thing of like, oh, yeah, like I go way back with Ouija Mac. Like tell them I said what's up. So the first day, like Ouija Mac is, sometimes people tell me, they're like, oh, you have like a presence, like when you come in the room. But I'm me, so I can't feel when Ouija Mac comes in the room, you feel it. It gets crazy.
Aura, as the kids are saying
aura,
these days.
An aura to this man who, like, we've been at the venue since 3 or 4 o'clock every day. And, you know, the shows are finishing up about 10:30. He's going on probably about 11. He's pulling up at 10:45 in the fucking Escalade, popping out, Ouija Mac style. Did I send you the picture of me and Ouija Mac together?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna send you this picture right now, and you, in a polite form, because we're big Ouija Mac fans, just tell me how this looks to you. These pictures of me and Chic that Shane Wayfair just put out from Big A Brunch, abso incredible. I put a lot of them on the Instagram at Effy Lives if you want to see them. I've got to send you this picture right now. So Ouija Mac, it turns out Nick Karp and Ouija Mac actually very, very good friends. Ouija Mac got so excited when I brought him up. I'm going to sing you this picture and you just tell me. I'm airdropping it because I'm that girl. Give me your thoughts on us together as a duo.
Oh my God. The height difference is the first thing that I'm noticing
staggering
right off the bat. Yeah.
But look at the aura difference.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on, hey, everybody, happy-go-lucky Effy. And Ouija Mac looks like he's got control of the buttons.
Yeah. Holy shit.
This picture, I think, is, I don't know if I even put it on Instagram, did I? Maybe I did, but I will if I didn't. No, I didn't even put it on Instagram. I'm going to post this right now. I love it. Getting to see Ouija Mac perform every night, I don't want to, oversell it, but it felt like what seeing the Ramones in like the early 80s at CBGB's felt like. It's so intense and it's dark and he's very talented. And it's so loud and distorted and crazy sounding that like live, it just rumbles these buildings out. And it's just like, it keeps hitting harder. Like there's no tracks where he's like, we got to bring the mood down. It just like keeps getting crazier and crazier. And then he sort of stays on stage with Violent J as his sort of Shaggy 2 Dope as they go through some of these songs. And that shit goes even harder. It's insane. I'm a Juggalo, dude. All right. And I want to destroy Juggalo Championship Wrestling in my storyline. And I'm going to continue ruining the lives of the roster members of Juggalo Championship Wrestling. But I also just need people to know, holy shit, it's all. Here's the thing that's crazy about Juggalo Championship Wrestling, right? Ricky Morton worked for Juggalo Championship Wrestling in the early 90s. the Juggalos have been on WCW
crazy.
and TNA, and I think maybe went back on some other channel. I don't know. They did other things too. If you look at like Effy's existed for the past decade or so, the Juggalos have been doing wrestling shows since the mid 90s and are still doing them. And Ricky Morton and Kerry Morton are two generations of Mortons that have both worked for Violent J in their history. Congrats to Kerry Morton, the new Juggalo Championship Wrestling champion. I didn't know who was on this tour, right? Like I literally was going in completely blind, and I landed in Chicago, and then we just kind of made the drives in these vans with everybody. And so I got to spend all weekend with a bunch of people that I didn't know I was going to get to see, including Sunny Kiss, who was with me in Vegas the week before. So I got to bitch at her about Ticketmaster and figure all that out. Mickey Knuckles, who was there as well, but also Colby Carino, whose dad you may remember from me flirting with in Philly last year, Steve Carino. Steve Carino, one of the greatest professional wrestlers and coaches in wrestling now of all time. Fought Dusty Rhodes back in the day. In ECW here at Center Stage. I think he debuted against him. Or like Dusty did his debut for ECW against him there. And then also Kerry Morton. So I have two sons of just famous wrestlers. And they're both just like, I've known them for years. I've known Colby a long time. I've known Kerry a long time. I think me and Kerry were talking about when we met in like 2018. And I met Colby even before that, 2016, 2015 maybe. It's been a very long time since I've known Colby Carino. He's fantastic. He is a kid now. But I didn't know anything about who was going to be on these shows. And so I'm showing up and I'm just like, oh shit, y'all are here too. And so we just got to hang out for 4 days together on the road, going crazy. Here's the fun part. Me and Kerry Morton, man, the last time we were together, maybe not the last time, but we were together. I saw him in Vegas. He did the Clusterfuck. He did WrestleCon. So I got to see him a little bit, but I didn't expect to see him here. And he was also with me when we met Dermot Mulroney in the airport, who I just found out is a talented cello player, I guess, who's been on the soundtracks uncredited for hundreds of movies.
Okay.
Yeah, as a cellist,
rules.
which makes more sense why he had a banjo with him. He's a stringed maverick. Dermot Mulroney, stringed maverick. We loved you in all the films we've ever seen you in, including the new Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney rom-com, Anyone But You. Everybody's talking about Anyone But You. Did you see it?
Nope.
I saw it on a plane. It was great. It's incredible.
Sounds like a plane movie.
It had better chemistry than I'd ever imagined they'd have, and I cried a little at the end. Okay? That's fine. I wasn't going to publicly tell people how much I enjoyed it. It is what it is. Well, so the first few days, we try. Now, number one, speaking of fast food on the road, this is what Kerry Morton got me back on. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Panda Express.
Yeah.
Teriyaki chicken, white rice, vegetables.
Yeah.
He's like, it's healthy. It's lower sodium with the rice. You don't got to get the extra teriyaki sauce. You don't got to get the vegetables even if you want.
You know whose road meal that is as well?
Who?
Stabby.
Really?
He was on Doughboys recently. And was
really?
talking about
So he's down with the
because he was just
Panda
talking about
Express.
how it's, being in your 30s and touring is way fucking different than being in your
Yeah.
20s and touring.
Yeah.
And how you just can't beat the shit out of your body the entire time.
No, and do you know how much better I felt in the day, later in the day? Like, yeah, I was having pizza if it was catered, you know what I mean? But also if we had that early meal that was like sustenance,
Yeah.
And even, Panda Express, sometimes I'll get half a teriyaki and I'll do a Beijing beef because I want a little fucking sugar beef. But doing that teriyaki, it's literally just chicken breast that they've cooked in teriyaki sauce without frying, and it's great. It's phenomenal. We kept trying to go to the gym. And the first day, we were lazy. And the second day, we tried to go to the gym, and we tried to sneak too many of us into LA Fitness, and they kind of got onto it, and they were trying to charge us like $30 a person. And I was like, we're fucking out of here. We're going to get Panda Express. Fuck you. And then the fourth day, we finally got to go to the gym in Columbus. Me and Kerry were like, the mistake we've been making is we've been including everybody. We need to just sneak away.
Yeah.
We don't need to be like, who wants to go to the gym with us? We need to just sneak away and see what happens. I said, there's a powerlifting gym it's called Pro Gym, like around the corner. And we went and walked down Gay Street. Oh my God. We went and walked all the way down Gay Street. Lucy, I'm trying to tell him about Gay Street. Can you let me tell him? Lucy, look at me. If you want to speak into the mic. We need. She knows of the curse. She will not speak into the mic. If it's not for her, then she can't have it. You know, we don't want to send that curse onto her. Should we not have my mom on here?
I don't know.
I think
I would. So, do we have Cole back on?
I think we have to have Cole back on.
Since he's already cursed, and so it's like he can't get more cursed.
I don't know. Could he get more cursed?
I think it's like STDs. Once you got it, you got it.
Yeah, but it's like you can get rid of gonorrhea.
He can get rid of the curse. Maybe he needs to come back on to get rid of the curse. Maybe that's how you have to appear twice.
Oh, the first time. People are going to be lining up to do it on the same day. Does it count? If you do it the same day, it's like chickenpox. I talked to Matt Cross this weekend, and he got chickenpox when he was 36. Oh. And he's like, it's like deadly when you get it that age.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. And I was like, there's no way it's going to be chickenpox. And it was chickenpox. And the doctor didn't even believe it was chickenpox. And when you're older, they can get so bad they can get in your throat. Ugh. And they can make you die. And so he's like...
Did you have it when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I had it very early. Yeah, I remember. So
I didn't get it that bad, which means I could get it again.
I got it really bad. And I think it's why I'm gay, because that calamine lotion being pink and having little pink dots all over me, I felt so at home.
Okay. That was how we treat. Is that a thing? Because that was my childhood with mosquito bites. It was the pink calamine lotion.
Yeah, calamine lotion made us gay.
It's a little cold and it feels good on the mosquito.
And then it dries it's I love it. I'm a big proponent to pink ointments and liquids. Just want everyone to know that. So we go to find this gym, me and Carrie Morton, because we're just like, we've just got to get a pump in. Got to get a freaking pump in. We get to the front door, and it's one of those newfangled new age gyms inside of an old bank. But you just have to have the QR code to get in. Yeah. So it's like, scan this and pay to get in, pay for your membership. It's expensive. And there's guest passes, but they're $30 a day. So this guy, we're like, it's over. We're like looking through the window like kids in a candy shop. Like, oh, we just wanted to. And this guy walks up and he goes, just follow me in. I don't care. And he scans us and just lets us go in the gym. Amazing. We go in. We have a killer pump in there. And we find the posing room, which has just like the lighting of a lifetime. I was looking so fucking shredded and hot in that. And lifted our asses off and then went to a record store that I have to like put over heavily. Yeah. Spoonful Records. They posted us on their page on Instagram. So we were visited by some cool wrestlers today. And Carrie's a big collector of two things, the old records and vintage concert t-shirts. Mm-hmm. Like he's like, he worked for Billy Corgan for a long time and still does in some capacity. And was like, I'm always trying to convince him to just give me the old Smashing Pumpkins tour shirts because they're worth so much money right now. It's insane. Like the original 93 Smashing Pumpkins tour shirts are worth so much money right now. And so we just went in there and he kind of off the bat, like knows what he's looking for, which one specifically was Leonard Skinner with the fire still in the background of the album that came out right after their plane crash, where they got rid of the future fire in all of the album covers because they thought it was insensitive to them dying. Yeah. So we found that. And then he found another 38 special he was looking for.
Was he also looking for the John Stevens with the Superman still on it?
No, he wasn't, but I did not see that one there.
Sorry, I was trying to pull another.
I only saw an Age of Ads
classic album.
Why'd they remove Superman? Why'd they remove
Because
Superman?
Copyright. He just stuck Superman on the Illinois cover and then had to take it off.
How do we know that wasn't Pooperman? Did he admit too much? I love that we just spent years going like, is he really Christian or really gay? And he was like, it's both. Both.
They're going to say, is he going to finish the project or not?
No, he is not finishing any project. He's barely putting out functional music. I don't know. The last album was great. Javelin rules. Sorry about your partner dying, but you made a really good album, and I'm sorry you have to reflect on that sadness.
Get back to making those state albums.
I want to hear Kansas, not the band, the album from Sufjan. So I find this I Love You Honey Bear double vinyl, and I'm going to end up completing my Father John collection. I just have a feeling like I don't have the new one, but I have two now, and there's only 5. So I feel like as time goes on, it'll be fine. But then as we just start talking to the guys that work there, and they're telling us about cool stuff in Columbus and cool artwork and, stuff to look at around town, toy shops that have cool wrestling stuff, he started to ask about pretty specific records. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to ask. Now, I pre-ordered here's the problem. I pre-ordered it from Urban Outfitters because they're the only ones with the reprint of the McGee vinyl that's being reprinted, because these current pressings, you cannot find them. So I said, hey man, do you know an artist named McGee? He was like, yes. He was like, are you looking for that album? And I was like, yes. And he had to like go under a different shelf, like pull out a bin, go all the way to the back. He's like, I have one copy. And I was like, and you have it just like hidden? He's like, yeah. So I bought it, retail price.
Amazing.
Like, started looking on eBay. If the new one shows up, here's the thing. It was supposed to ship on the 27th. It's been like 2 days. I think it's going to show up. I think we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But if that one's good, I don't know. This one is the teal. Did you pull the clear? Did you pull it out yet?
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's
All the
beautiful.
lyrics are there. It's like perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the reprint's going to look like or if they're doing it exactly the same, but we're going to see the compare and contrast, and we're going to get this fucking turntable up because we have everything we need now. And it's time to start listening to music the way God intended, off of little wax bubble bumps. Imagine if we put a needle to the world like a record, how the mountains would make sounds and it was pushing out. If the world was a record like a sphere.
Do you know about Plantasia?
Isn't that racist? Where they used to make them work and live?
No, the electronic music made for plants.
I know about planters fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis.
Wait, it's movie. It's
Mort Garrison, who was an early synth pioneer,
okay.
made an album of synth music for plants.
How does he know the plants like it?
Well, I like it.
Okay, are you a plant?
I might be.
You might be.
I might be.
Okay, we do have some questions about.
And I have that on vinyl.
What kind of garlic do we grow?
Whatever kind we want.
But what's the best kind to grow? Like, is there a generic garlic that's pretty easy to grow, or is it that much harder to grow a specialty garlic? Here's the thing. We got to plant the garlic in the fall.
Oh, really?
So we have time for the garlic. This is like I'm planning ahead the garlic. Like, I think you're getting your summer run here. Do you have some squash out there yet?
I do have squash out there.
Okay, so we're going to have some. I think squash is beautiful for the summer, and you're going to have some peppers. You hate
Reddit
tomatoes.
says we can plant it in the spring.
It does. The garlic?
Oh, in cold regions. We're not really in a cold region.
No, I think it's going to be a fall-winter vegetation for us. But I think that's exciting to have something to grow on the back end.
Yeah.
That's the rotational of the crops.
Yeah.
And Peter, you need to get pretty good at this because it's going to be bad soon.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I need you to start.
You want to get these chickens?
Honestly? Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought this up before, and I did feel a little bad. I was like, I can't really force chickens on Peter. But then I'm like, think of all the eggs we could get.
See, that's what I'm thinking. That's like
eggs all the time, like
that would
as a
solve
protein
problems.
source.
Yeah.
And then like I'm gonna say this, like I love animals. I'd kill that chicken.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm more worried about the plucking of the chicken.
The plucking sucks.
Right.
It's really rough on your fingers.
So here's my question: is there a way to just burn it off? Can we just do the over the fire rotisserie and just burn it down, or is that bad and leaves weird?
I don't know. That's
pulls?
like. And I know this is like a fucking, I don't know, this is not even a talking point or anything. I think it is just an actual true statement that like when you spend all that time with it, I think it means something different when you consume it, you know? Like there's a richer relationship to the fact that you killed the chicken, you plucked the chicken, like you're putting all this time and effort.
Yeah, I'm going
like
to say it's going to lead me
of-
closer to cannibalism. Sorry. When I eat something that I've psychically connected with, I think that the next step is eating someone you know. Right?
Maybe we're not getting chickens.
Parody. This is a parody. I'm doing a parody. Peter, I'm doing a parody. It's a parody. I would never.
You want to get a pig?
It's all I've ever wanted. Honest to God, it's all I've ever wanted in my life. I don't feel comfortable making the pig live in this backyard, though.
Yeah.
So the pig needs to be an indoor pig. And then, if we have to get rid of a body, we got a fresh start. You know, they'll
What if
just
Bobby
eat it.
kills one of the chickens?
I think Bobby's scared of chickens. Every time we've had him around the chickens, he is not he's been threatened, but he is not a threat. I'm stealing your big here. I'm sorry. Bobby, but here's my question. Do you have to have a rooster too?
If we want more chickens.
But they'll lay eggs without a rooster.
They'll lay eggs without a rooster.
A rooster, because it's just ovulation.
Yeah, if they're not fertilized, then.
But that's a whole nother process. Here's the thing: the chicken coop we have set up, Peter.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
And you just pull the tray out of the bottom.
Yeah.
We would just have to clear that bamboo out a little bit and let them.
The only thing is you have to water them. Like we would have to figure out like a water system and everything because you have to water for them like 2 hours.
Water what?
The chickens.
You have to water the chickens?
Like they have to have water every 2 hours. Like they can be a little high maintenance. So we just have to figure out systems of, when both of us are gone to make sure the chickens are good.
There's got to
be. I think we can manage it.
I don't think we're the first people that have asked this question.
No.
Here's the thing though.
Also, if we have eggs and shit, we can start, wheeling and dealing with the neighbors because that's how we have. Oh yeah,
she was going to sell us those yuzus. Yeah. Here's the thing. The next step though is bees after the chickens.
Yeah.
Bebop needs it. He's in my sleep. He whispers in my ear how much he wants bees.
Yeah.
You should get bees.
You should get bees.
You don't think he wants to eat a little honeycomb?
He does want to eat a little honeycomb.
I know. He doesn't eat the bees though, but he should. I eat the bees that he catches for me. What was that you were saying about crunchy snacks?
Oh, that the reason that we like crunchy stuff like chips is because we used to love eating bugs, crunchy bugs.
Yeah. Should we get a pet scorpion?
Let's get. Oh,
I could keep a pet scorpion right here, and he would be in the live podcast, or she, or they. I don't know how the scorpion identifies. I haven't spoken scorpion, but I know you can get it. You can get it with the removed. Oh my god, he's still shedding. He's so much lighter in the shed. Like not like in the shed. Like his fur is lighter right now. Don't be mad. You're a freak. You're a fucking hairy boy freak. You're the reason. Listen, the reason I still have you is because my dad
bit me
didn't
on
want
the face
one.
today.
Yeah, he's fucking reckless in his shark costume, and it doesn't fit him anymore. And he's getting.
He has my whole arm in his mouth right now.
Bobby, who is that for? Who is that for? The last building we went to, like all the buildings were sick, and 3 out of 4 were Masonic temples.
I love that.
And a lot of that will be shown in the vlog. But the last building we went in, this building in Columbus, the Athenaeum, was the scariest building I've ever been in.
The Athenaeum?
The Athenaeum. The Columbus Athenaeum. It's the scariest building I've ever been in.
Uh-huh.
I was told it was 10 separate venues inside of a building.
Oh my God.
You enter on the basement. There's like 6 floors. The building we were in was like the main big gymnasium where they would have like basketball games or concerts. Okay. It has a stage, it has the big ring in the middle that we put in there. But then we started exploring a little bit in this building. Me and Colby Carino, big urban explorers. Me and Carrie Morton, big curious boys to find out what's going on.
Yeah, you got to find all the gyms.
I opened one of the doors without my camera on because I was trying to be sneaky with the lights that was under the other venue, and I got hit with this energy, right? Oh. And so I was like, I'm not going back in there alone. So we went back with flashlights and went in, and it was a full Haunted Mansion style ballroom. And by Haunted Mansion style, I mean in the Haunted Mansion you go around that one ballroom where they're all dancing with their dead.
Yeah, and there's that depth to it.
Yes. So it's like you walk in on the top floor of this balcony, and then it goes even deeper in the ground, underground. And then so we started going around. We found a giant temple. We found another giant dining space with all these crazy windows and a stage too. Then we found there were stages in the locker room, so those themselves could have been venues. Then we started going around, and the security guard found us and was like, "What are y'all doing?" And we were like, He was like, "Come with me. You want to see upstairs?" Ooh. So we went all the way to the top, and there's 3 more ballrooms up there and no lights. And we were just going around all these venues. It's all in the vlog. You can see it on the Patreon that's about to come out. But this place is there was weird fucking energy in this building. And it wasn't just a trapped gut. It was something could not leave that place.
Interesting.
And going in and out of that building, especially walking from the basement and going up alone was entirely overwhelming. And maybe I'm just being dramatic, but these Masonic buildings, and I just think back to these are built in one of the buildings was 120 years old. One was 150 years old. think of the society that's been through those spaces.
Yeah.
In the 1800s, people were going for like events and banquets at this place. There's some dark shit in here. There's one building where they're like, if you go up into this room, up this staircase into this room, there's a hole in the floor where you can't see where it is because there's no lights, and you'll just fall down like 5 stories.
Oh my God.
Don't go up there is what he said. It was like insane. It's just insane to go around at. And so I ended the tour there, and the last night was Violet J's birthday, and even though I'm like an evil son of a bitch at Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which number one is the most fucking fun of my life to be a piece of shit. I got a taste of it with Microman. I just want people to know, I am probably going to be more of a piece of shit all summer in the ring because I'm having the most goddamn fun of my life. I'm doing everybody's shit, but I'm just like, I'm pacing my way through it, and I'm just being a little evil. And even when there were people there to cheer me, I was still being just like a dointy piece of shit. And I really, really miss doing that. And that's, I think, what really got me to fall in love with wrestling in the first place, was just like getting to be in front of a group of people and going like, look at me being a piece of shit brat and fucking everything up. And I'm having fun with that. But the last night was Violet J's birthday, like at midnight. So like in the middle of his set, it becomes his birthday, and we all went out there and danced and brought him a cake. So I have a video on my phone of Violet J blowing the birthday candles out on his cake while I'm in the ring on stage with him, and he's performing with Ouija Mac. It was like, it's really great. I need to, I'm going to speak. We'll speak and figure out what the next set is, but I think I'm going to be back at Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Pretty excited. I have to get my South Carolina license figured out, because the fucking licensing system, I can log in online and see my license, but since I didn't originally log in online to get my license because it was 2015 or something and it expired, I got it done every year for a while, and I did a couple shows there. But I now have to call them and then get the forms, even though everything's online. Like, it's so much. It is what it is. I'll work it out though. But I think we're going to try to go see ICP as a family next week.
Yeah, it's like next week
Yeah.
or the week after. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, week after. It's like 2 weeks. So we'll see where that goes. I'm going to hit him up, and we will make the magic happen. Thank you to everybody on that tour. Here's the thing you can tell. These guys, even on this scale of like, here's a random 4-day tour with wrestling tapings. We're filming the TV show that's going to be out on YouTube. It's filmed like a real show. There are vignettes, there are backstage segments, there are character promos, matches, of course. Got to see my good friend Zach Amico from the New York area, who has worked in a lot of different kinds of wrestling and is a wonderful commentator. And it was nice to see a lot of friendly faces there, of course. But I got home and I landed very early, right? And I landed at 7 a.m. and I get everything done. I come back home and I take a nap. And I wake up to a flurry of messages from 3 or 4 different people saying, we've had a cancellation. Can you come wrestle tonight on a Monday night? And in my head, I'm going, I didn't have much time off after Vegas. I went right back on this tour. I've wrestled 4 days in a row. If you count the previous week, I've wrestled like 10 times in 2 weeks. And I asked you, I was like, do I do this? Like, do I just go tonight and do it? Which, like, really, I shouldn't have even questioned it. I needed the money. I got caught up on some things with the payday, so thank God. And you said, well, there's nothing to lose on it. And I just want to say, thank God I went. What an incredible time. This is a whole new...
You know what I really saw?
What?
That you don't want to go, but it would be beneficial for you to go.
Correct.
But that's not what anybody wants to hear when
Right.
they're feeling that way about
Right.
the thing. But yeah, it was
I
it was
trusted
a
it.
really nice configuration to where, in what you told me after, like, also makes me feel like I got it right in the fact that this does feel like a confirmation of something that you've been talking about.
100%. So, we discussed a little bit about the future of kind of what live events look like, right? Which is a more VIP type setup for a smaller group of individuals that are there for the live event, and a very large scale to the content that's going online. And I didn't know anything about this company. I think they're a black-owned company. I just have to guess because everybody that was working there was from that like world of Black reality TV and sort of the baddies kind of vibe of the world, the musical world, the hip hop world. And that show was run.
Which is the biggest moneymaker here in Atlanta. Like, Black entertainment runs this fucking city. And like, always
right.
has.
And the efficiency and professionalism that they had on display with, like, a person telling me where I needed to be in a few minutes, a person coming to get us, people having the scales, people telling us through the night what we needed to do, the video crews, the way the show was run, everything was just like on it.
Well, it's like as much as folks talk shit about Tyler Perry, he has been raising an entire new generation of professional producers to where I do think that like as much as we are like losing certain skill sets, I do think people like that are making sure that, you know, it's still like it's pretty incredible where everything in Atlanta is entertainment wise.
There's a bigger opportunity now, especially in Atlanta, for young black professionals in entertainment to at least get these foothold jobs where they can resume with it. Where like
there was like a I'm hope it still is this way, but there's like an open secret with television broadcasting, like HBO in particular, to where 10% of their budget has to be going to black creators.
Good. I just want to say these creators I didn't know much about, but what I found out was like, yes, there's like a VIP section and there's 100 something people there and whatever. They don't care. The online distribution, they're getting 7,000 live viewers at a time watching these shows. And the wrestling, they love the wrestling. The wrestling is good, but the wrestling is not the draw to this. They have these girls from their reality shows on Now That's TV, which is a black-owned streaming service with 700,000 followers just on Instagram, that all of these other things are going through. They were having shoot boxing matches of these girls from their reality shows, and the girls from the reality shows were hosting. And they also had Lil Scrappy putting on a live performance, which Lil Scrappy shows up kind of in the middle of everything. And I had not seen anything advertised about what was there. I went to their Instagram after Now That's TV and Now That's Wrestling, and saw this event kind of was advertised in two very different ways, which was like the girls fighting advertising, which doesn't really mention the wrestling, and then the wrestling advertising, which doesn't really feature the girls, and then the Lil Scrappy advertising, which doesn't really feature anything, but like it's a live event of crazy, you got to come see it. And really they're pushing towards their live streaming service to get people on there. Lil Scrappy shows up halfway through the show and he goes, "Hey y'all, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to perform a few tracks. Might push your match back like a little bit," to me and Rich Swann. And we're both like, "Yeah, dude, you're Lil Scrappy. Do whatever you want." And he's just in there performing a live concert. You know, it really only pushed everything back about 20 minutes from where we were originally supposed to perform. But neither of us cared. We were both like, this is the greatest reason ever to not have our matches fucking go on time. But also, like, the girls' boxing was crazy. Like, just shoot boxing matches in the middle of this wrestling taping. And one of the boxing matches had to be canceled, which is why our time didn't get pushed back too much, because they got in a real ass fight in the back and then went to the parking lot and were going crazy, and they had to remove that from the card. So that was even cooler. The girls got to main event after us. Like, we were the wrestling main event, me and Rich Swann, but the real main event was these girls boxing after, and it was incredible and crazy. And these girls have been waiting around all night to fight, so they were like ready to go. But it was such a cool thing to go from a completely different world of the Juggalo world where things are run really professionally to go to this world of Lil Scrappy and Now That's Wrestling and these new pop-up streaming services that are like really built on a grassroots effort of like, we can make this content, we can do this, we have the equipment, and seeing just like it did. None of these shows felt like indie shows because they were run just like at a level. And now he's running, you know, every few weeks here in Atlanta and doing these shows. So I think like this is a new thing that I'm very excited to be a part of, that I hope is going to lead to cool things. He pitched me a few ideas, you know, this week about matches and ideas, and he's big into intergender wrestling, and he's big into these wild matchups. And you know, having Jonathan Gresham and Rich Swann and Rico Gonzalez was there, and Ashton Starr was there, and Teriyaki and Myron Reed. Like, these are like big names on the indie wrestling scene that are coming in, and like, we don't have any clue what we're getting into. And we get there and we're like, oh, this is awesome. And the guy's checking on us going like, do you need anything? And I'm like, no, like, he had snacks, he had drinks, he had a bar open in the back just for us to get drinks and stuff from, with all sorts of snacks, photographers there to do promo shots. And then there's something really magical. Like, during COVID, wrestling for these crowds that were either smaller crowds or they were masked crowds or they were crowds of a lot of times like other wrestlers filling the crowds, it made me such a psychotic wrestler because the feedback of the immediate crowd that's into me is not there, right? Like, when you're immediately getting correct feedback, it almost sends you into autopilot a little bit. Like, of course they yell when I do this thing because that's what they do. When it's not that immediate feedback and I'm performing to a pretty drunk VIP section at 11 o'clock at night that's been there since 7, drinking and partying and having a good time, that doesn't know Effy and doesn't know these things, I wrestle like a crazy person, and it is awesome. And I'm like, even not doing much, it was hot in there, but I'm sweating so much just being over the top and crazy and letting it out. And then wrestling Rich Swann is the most, in 2014, I snuck into an Evolve show with Ricochet and Rich Swann on it. And I think Timothy Thatcher and maybe Gunther was on there too, who's now a WWE champion. And I told Rich, I was like, bro, the first time I ever saw you, I snuck into the show. Like I snuck into an early Evolve event and got to see you. And now it's like, it's 2025 and we're wrestling at the nightclub with Lil Scrappy, who's just been on stage before us. What a weird world. Like I said, Grateful Dead, ICP, and Lil Scrappy in a week. Like, that's fucking nuts. That doesn't make sense.
And you do have to throw Chiodos in before all of this.
Yeah, this is really
just takes it to a whole other...
The Chiodos, Hawthorne Heights, ICP, Grateful Dead, Lil Scrappy. Like, when people ask me, do you get this often where I know they're being nice, I know we're just trying to find common ground, where they go like, what music are you into? And I go like, I don't know where to start with you. Like, I've never turned down music. Or in The Accountant Squared, The Accountant 2, The Accountant Squared, where he says, what's your favorite song? And he says, Springtime by Aaron Copland. And they go, no, like a real song, bro. It's very like, do you like music? And I'm like, I've had just as much joy watching Ouija Mac as I have watching John Mayer do an impression of Jerry Garcia. Like, what do you want me to say here? Where do I start? I love classical oboe solos as well. Are we going to get into that too?
Yeah.
I just like, there's something about up until this Big Gay Brunch where I've like, my placement in wrestling felt very secure, but with a ceiling of a thing. And now like jumping into my old boss, who's so fucking corny, but he used to say, you got to get uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. And every one of these situations this weekend was like, I had no understanding of what was going on. I had no like predecessor. I've been going into shows with full knowledge of what the show is going to be for a long time, and going in with no expectation and going like, oh, this fucking rules. And I'm good at the thing. So even if it's not what I expect, like, I'm not going to be thrown off guard. I'm going to still just do the thing I do. It's so fucking cool to go like, oh, I have no idea where any of this is going. I'm not sure of anything at this point. And let's get it right.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm glad you set me up the right way to go to that. It worked out. And
you're going to have more of these kind of adventures soon.
It is also crazy that I'm going to perform in Atlanta on a Monday and this Friday. Mm-hmm. Like, these weird all over the world places are bookended by 2 Atlanta shows in this weird portal in the middle that like, I'm not even sure what to make of it.
Mars, which is the wrestling planet, moved into your 3rd house of neighborhood.
What? Mm-hmm. Come on. Am I too on the nose? Is my chart like exceedingly on the nose all the time? Does that make things fun for you?
It's really
Keep
fun.
Playing whatever game you're playing where you don't give me too much info.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun that way.
It is.
I'm very excited to be a professional wrestler right now. I'm glad the Big Gay Brunch is over. I'm not saying I won't do it again, but I'm telling you, the only reason I'm motivated for next year is to finally secure 100% a good live event for Weekend at Effy's Atomania, and because you need to be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, you need to be in New Orleans. And I kind of want to steal Colt Cabana's idea and have us do not just like a live show, but a movie interruption watch along. I think I have a venue idea. So we're checking all this out. I want to be ahead of it, but I'm not going to do what I did this year and just like worry all the time about whether Big Gay Brunch is going to be good enough or worry about who I'm including. I'm just going to enjoy being a wrestler and enjoy putting on for people. But the same way I kind of look at, Violent J's career of how many people he's given a payday to, be it the artists on his record label, the artists performing at his place, the wrestlers that he's hiring, throughout history, whatever that may be. Getting those Big Gay Brunch UK cards and realizing every person on those trading cards was given a payday because of me existing, it does motivate you to continue trying to do something cool. And this, I think I'm announcing it. It'll probably be in a week or so. The coffee table book of Big Gay Brunch 10 that Nick Richardson worked on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. is going to be out very soon and is going to also, I think for the first few orders, come with some exclusive Polaroids from the event that are done that way. This is going to be crazy. We've never done anything like it. And I think having these things is probably good to have memories to look back on.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty certainly
love
getting
that you're
dementia.
doing this.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I
That's
mean, listen,
great.
Nick came to me with the idea, so I can't like take credit for that.
Yeah.
But Nick Richardson is a very talented photographer who has been shooting me for a while now and did a lot of the cool mall shots that I got prints from. But I think this is the only time we've ever done something this like singular for an event of, you know, everybody involved, the before and after, the setup, and it's the way we're doing it is very cool. And it also has both me and Dark Sheik's speeches from the show, kind of framed in the back. And I don't know, it'll be very cool. I'm hoping I'm going to be signing a lot of them in person. And I think it makes for a cool book of like, if you bring it to shows, you're going to see a lot of the people that were on these shows, get it signed by everybody.
Can this count as your book?
No,
Fuck.
it doesn't count.
Fuck.
No, the book has to be finished. I feel really bad. I only have 9 dead people right now, but I need one more dead person. And I know who I want it to be, but I feel I can't.
You're waiting for them to die?
Yeah. Is that bad?
No.
It sounds bad.
I mean, we could we can see if their birth data is somewhere and see if we can.
I'm not
find,
looking
like,
into
a
it right
window.
now. We'll just wait. I mean, if we publish it with 9, we can do a republish with the 10
Yeah,
later.
there you go. There you go.
I don't want more people to die.
Okay, you can do.
I'm
one,
obsessed with the 10 number, though.
you can do one of those cheeky things where you go, number 10 is
Me. I kill myself. Ego death. I just ate mushrooms. That's the whole last chapter. It's just me. Stream of consciousing, eating mushrooms, and ego dying, and then it melts
You could
off.
just do like the definitive retelling of the Effy origin story. Just do like an in-depth version of dying and then becoming Effy.
Well, I already know what I want to do with the second book too. We're just going to be pulling from moving stories, like of just a world of moving. But we have to get this first wrestling book, the birth and death of all these things, out first. And then we'll be able to go speak at Walmart's corporate events and drain them of all their money.
Yeah.
It's only $800,000 for the hour-and-a-half speech.
Ask for one of their bunkers.
Oh,
Yeah.
They got bunkers?
Are you
Oh, girl.
kidding?
Are they supplied already?
The Waltons have had bunkers for a long
Are you talking
time.
Walmart-sized bunkers?
Probably.
Full stocked?
Yeah.
People that live down there?
I'm sure. I'm
Mole
sure it's like
people
the
of
whole
the
like
future?
Streisand Mall kind of
They're
thing.
getting them used to not having sunlight because assuming none of us will.
Do you think that's where she's gonna go when the apocalypse
Barbara?
happens? Her mall.
She's clarified about the mall that it's just a wonderful place to give gifts from.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's definitely got a bigger bunker than the mall.
Yeah.
I think she's got something I think she's got a button she hits and the floor opens up. And let's get out of there. I had a great time. It's fun. This weekend, I'm going to be here in Atlanta for DWA at TH Chill off the Beltline. And you're probably going to miss this before you get it. Then I've got Hammerstone in Los Angeles. Have you ever seen Hammerstone? He's like the most jacked person that's ever lived. And then Maki Ito in Portland
Ooh.
on Sunday. And I'll take a
Fun.
red eye after I defend my belt against Maki Ito on Sunday. Very excited.
She's gonna knife you.
She's going to make me cry. I'm going to make her cry. We're both going to cry. It's going to be crazy. You want to talk about bumping my ass off? Watch how much I bump for Maki Ito. I'm going to be throwing my body around. Oh, I got the picture finally. I want you to see this. This was the question from my mom from Big A Brunch. Did you purposefully readjust Dark Sheik entirely to make sure your head hit the chair worse? I want you to tell me what you think. Just look at the lapse of judgment.
Oh my! I mean, it's an incredible photo, but what is?
Turn it to the
wrong
side,
with
get real
you?
deep on there. Look at my head. Look what my head is doing.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
Just in the middle of all of, and your arm too. It's just hitting it.
Yes, I
perfectly.
purposely readjusted all of my weight to hit the worst part possible of the chair. There is photographic proof of my aim.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that. This too, like the height of Dark Sheik jumping off the very top on me
Yeah.
is crazy. I texted her yesterday. I said, upon reviewing the media, our match fucking rules. I don't know. This is also a really good shot of me with the blood looking at Dark Sheik. Oh, so many good shots. If you didn't watch Big Gay Brunch, I think it's almost time for a rewatch. and to see the intensity. I will say, Chainmail did say one thing to me that I've really taken to heart lately, where he was like, there was one part in your match where like you were so fully in it. And I was like, I need to hear that, because those are the moments, and I feel them in the match too, when it's like you're not in your body anymore and you're doing this thing, that like those are the moments where I'm reminded like why I do this as a full-time job. You know, you can tell I'm fully in.
Yeah.
And he sort of made that comment.
Yeah.
I needed to know it. So shout out Juggalo, shout out Ouija Mac, shout out Little Scrappy. Little Scrappy was incredibly nice. And I just want to say, you know, they talk about the shimmer on the diamonds, like how you can tell diamonds are real when they really, that's the most shimmering diamonds I've ever seen. It was incredible. The chains on Little Scrappy, incredible.
Damn.
Real life. I love it. Shout out Little Scrappy. Shout out Atlanta. We're doing more Atlanta. We're getting it going. It's going to be wild.